Have you ever been to the zoo? A nice family trip to go see animals locked in small enclosures just so you can see them up close. Well, let me tell you about the poor animals behind those enclosures and what they must face every day in their, in their lives, living behind the smallest enclosures. And feeding off some of the same stuff they've ate for years, just for the enjoyment and entertainment of us foul humans. According to the article Zoo Deserves Booze, there was a terrible tiger attack at the San Francisco Zoo. The zoo's atmosphere was good and well. Suddenly it all changed. One of the tigers was on the loose. The tiger had suddenly escaped the enclosure and attacked the teenager and two other young men before bounding into the zoo's dense foliage and windy paths. Police declared the zoo as a crime scene. After searching, they found four-year-old 350-pound Siberian tiger named Tatiana, which they shot and killed the animal, but she did serious damage to one of the men she had attacked later died from his wounds. No one knows why Tatiana, a favorite among zoo visitors, attacked. Some witnesses say that the men were taunting the tiger, although the two survivors deny it. Critics say the zoos are like prisons and that zoos drive many animals crazy by confining them. If animals don't die of boredom, they will snap and revert into their wild nature. Watching the cats endlessly pace back and forth in the cages, swinging side to side, swimming in circles, grooming themselves till they have no fur or feathers. These animals need bigger enclosures to be able to roam freely, hide if they want to be able to get away from public. I feel that zoos make the enclosures to where the animals will always be seen no matter where they are in the enclosure. Imagine not having any privacy, always being watched or taunted by the visitors. Zoos also need better safety precautions as well. Having a backup plan in place just in case the first emergency plan does not go as planned. And nobody is waiting for the police to get there, and more disaster unfolds in the time that you have to wait. Routinely making sure that locks are up to date as well, that nothing can malfunction while working on these very dangerous animals. Zoos also need to have a tranquilizer gun ready enough to put asleep the biggest animal they have at their zoo. As well, because please tell me why these poor animals must be shot because of human mistakes. Why should Tatiana the tiger be shot because of the poor mistakes of the zookeepers? According to the article, The Visitor Effects on Zoo Animals, many studies on this topic have concluded that effects of visitors on animal behaviors and welfare can be interpreted as negative. Negative responses in zoo animals to humans are likely to be driven by fear. In the wild, fear plays a crucial role in escaping predators by motivating animals to avoid potentially harmful situations. Fear can be triggered by environmental stimuli that are novel and high intensity, such as loud noises and large sudden movements. If zoo visitors behave in a way that is loud, fast, and unexpected in the presence of an animal, these actions may be threatening for some zoo species. An animal's physical environment will also influence their response to visitors as well. Enclosures designs are usually designed for them to be seen by visitors at pretty much all times. There are some enclosures where they are allowed in and out of the building to at least have a choice to be seen if they want to. But from my experience, being at a zoo, usually I see gates to the inside locked or the doors are shut, which I do believe they do this so that the animals are able to interact with the humans as much as possible. I feel that the enclosure should be much bigger and they should have a lot more hiding spaces for the animals. So if they want to be away from humans and have a choice, then they have a choice. According to the article, child with gorilla was in danger when a small child managed to get into the gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. The child was approached and grabbed by a 180-kilogram male silverback gorilla. Zoo officials shot the animal dead, causing outrage on social media. The zoo said it had no choice. The silverback named Harambe grabbed the child by the leg, pushed him through the water. He was using a child as part of the display. We can't see the gorilla's facial expression, so we don't know if he's being aggressive, but the display indicates that an agitated animal and his behavior is very unpredictable. Harambe guarding the child, but that was not the case. The silverback job in the group is to put himself between his family and the unknown. The child in the enclosure is an unknown present and possible threat to the group. Gorillas have been known to rescue children who have fallen into enclosures, but they have been knocked unconscious in those cases, which would not add to the tension of the situation. I remember when this incident occurred and the people on social media were outraged about this, and there were debates on saving the child and or the gorilla, one or the other. This was a very emotional event for both sides of the gorilla and the child as well. The child was saved because they shot and killed Harambe. I always questioned why they didn't have a tranquilizer gun on standby, enough to put the animal to sleep, to go in and grab the boy. That way both lives are saved and nobody had to choose. But I do believe that they did shoot the 400-pound gorilla because the entire nation was devastated and showed a lot of compassion for Harambe and emotion towards this animal because it really wasn't his fault. The boy climbed into the enclosure and fell and ended up getting dragged through water and being observed by other visitors. During this event, you can hear people screaming and yelling, which did not help the situation at all. It only added more tension and chaos to the event. Satisfaction of solutions. A solution to zoo would be to open a hologram zoo. It would be a lot better than seeing animals behind cages. You'd be very close to these holograms and be able to feel like you're right next to the animals. It's basically a 3D picture of animals. We could also open more of a game reserve, so that way animals are able to roam free on their own and to have freedom and not be in such small captivities. Sanctuaries would also be a solution where these animals can live their life freely and knowingly, because some of these animals are not allowed to go back in their natural habitat because of these animals. They grew up in a zoo, so they would die if they get put back in their natural habitat. Visualization. If these solutions went into effect, a lot fewer animal attacks and people or children falling into enclosures, making sure that it doesn't happen ever again. Also, these animals will live comfortably and peacefully. Call to action. Starting hologram zoos around the U.S. to show people how much more exciting these shows are rather than seeing these sad poor animals behind glass or cages. Bringing more attention to these sanctuaries so that people would be more open-minded to the ideas and showing more compassion towards these animals. And then this is Harambe.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem.
You need Verizon. Get the new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage.
So you can take all the pics.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
Now, word the federal government is investigating the incident at the gorilla exhibit here, set to reopen on Saturday. Robin?
All right, Alex, thank you. And joining us now from Miami is wildlife expert and communications director at Zoo Miami, Ron McGill. Thank you for your time this morning and your insight here, Ron. So the zoo there in Cincinnati, they stand by the decision that they made. Did they make the right decision, in your opinion?
They absolutely did, Robin. This was a tragic situation. That gorilla was on loan to Cincinnati from our zoo in Miami, so there's a personal connection there. And having said that, they made the absolutely right decision. I need to let you know that that gorilla had no intention of hurting that child, and I don't think anybody believes that. However, that gorilla was disoriented, he was agitated, he didn't understand his strength. If you watch that video, you see how he takes that child into the corner. He's trying to get away from the commotion. The child is crying, the people are screaming. This was just a perfect storm of bad situations that ended in tragedy.
And you alluded to it, Ron, but some people felt that when they saw the gorilla holding the child's hand and other things, that they thought that the gorilla was trying to protect the child, but you say that just isn't so.
Well, I don't think he's trying to protect the child. He's confused. He certainly wasn't trying to hurt the child,
Right.
but he didn't understand.
And this would be the hologram zoos of how they would look if they were to make any in the U.S. I know they have them in Australia, I believe, but yeah. Thank you.